One of my favorite R&B singers, Teddy Pendergrass, once sang, "Life is a song worth singing. Sing it." Okay, don't hold your breath. I'm not about to ruin your day by singing. However, what I'll be attempting to do on this channel is to share some reflections of thoughts, experiences, some light-hearted humor, hobbies, etc. And hopefully stimulate a very vibrant, comments-driven community so that you too can share your own experiences. Howdy, my name is Earl Hendricks. I was born in Jamaica in a community called Denham Town that was located in the capital of Kingston, and being raised by a single mom who came from the country, it was not particularly easy for her. As a matter of fact, it was challenging, as I also had an older sister, 8 years my senior. So, my mom did the best as she could with the little that she earned. As a matter of fact, our home environment, which was a humble one-bedroom apartment, was quite comfortable for the three of us. And then we found ourselves moving from place to place in Kingston to get away from negative influences, so to speak. And as her situation gradually improved. It was during these actual exodus or movements throughout the city of Kingston that I realized that my life was being transformed or shaped into the individual that I think I have become today. And so I owe a lot to the wisdom and the foresight of my mother for doing what she did with what little that she had. But let me just share two quick stories with you while I grew up in that little community of Denham Town. I recall when I was about 5 or 6 years old, we had this huge tree, Guinea Tree. Well, as kids, everything looked huge to you back then. And I remember it was during the summer months, somewhere between June, July, and August, when these trees would ripen, that one of the older fellows in the yard, and let me just describe to you the situation, the yard situation. It was a situation where there were several families. In fact, some of these yards would actually carry about 5, 6, sometimes 7 different families. And we all live as one little community in this yard environment. So to come back to the Guinea, it was one of those summer days when there was nothing else to do and the Guineas were ripening. One of the older boys in the yard decided to climb the tree and to pick Guinea so that we could all enjoy it. Now, Guinea is a fruit, and I'll be posting a picture of it. That is, I believe it's very common throughout the Caribbean. It goes by different names and so on. However, even when it's ripe, it has a green shell, and on the inside there is a succulent gel-like orange gel over the seed that you would actually suck and spit out the seed, so to speak. Now, the dangerous thing about the Guinea is that very often, tragically, some children would accidentally swallow the seed and will actually get stuck in their throat, and a fatality would result. A very common occurrence in Jamaica. So the wisdom of my mother came into play again, where she told us that when we're having Guineas, that we should actually crack the seed before we actually partake of it. And I remember doing this as well as my sister, so that we didn't hurt ourselves or become another fatality. Another thing that I recall was these making these hand trucks. Now, back in the days, kids used to play a lot outside, and so it takes your imagination to make all sort of things to keep you engaged. So one of the things that I enjoyed doing was to drive a hand truck, and this hand truck consisted of various cover of what do you call it now, polish, wax polished tin covers that we'd use after they were supposed to be finished, and would make from them what we call hand trucks with cotton reel as well as strings. I have drawn something just to give you a better example so you can see, and hopefully the camera will be able to pick it up and you can see it. Alright, I just sort of sketch it out for you to see. You have two wheels at the bottom here, and up the top you have another steering wheel made from the same cover, and they be joined to the axle by strings, and we have cotton reels here to give you leverage and mobility. Okay, so this is one of the things that one of the memories that I have growing up, or two of the memories that I have growing up. So these days kids have the internet, and they have their cameras, and they have their phones, and they spend all day mostly inside. Now, there are pros and cons on both arenas, and later on we'll talk a little bit more about these things. For now, these are some of the two things, reflections that I have that I'd like to share with you as we go along. And please, I'd like for you to comment on what you've heard. I mentioned to you that we're going to be sharing some lively discussions. We're going to be sharing interviews, hopefully, with some friends, family, colleagues, and so on. Light-hearted humor, hobbies. I'm big time into photography. Can you tell? And so, with that in mind, I'm just asking you guys, as you comment, to keep it clean. What we're hoping here to have a very active, stimulating discussion, so that we can all learn from each other and reminisce, reflect on our childhood years, and hopefully pass on some of these values and experiences to the younger generation that are coming up now, who don't have a clue what it was like growing up and using your imagination to make toys and to really have a good time. Alright, so that's it for now. In the next video, I will be looking at from a slightly different angle. So tune in, comment, and let me know what you think. This is my first video for YouTube, and I'm hoping to stir up some really good discussion and comments going forward. Thank you so much, and ta-ta for now.